Hey, what's up? It's your host, Tazea J,
And Danica,
and
and welcome
welcome
to
to Pop
Pop
In
In
Podcast,
Podcast.
where you guys pop in with us and we talk about the latest movies and TV shows and all things related.
So throw on your pajamas
Pop your popcorn and
and
pop
pop
in
in
with
with.
us. All right. So today, what will we be discussing, Danica? What is the show for the day?
Ooh, should I say it? Should I say it, or should I
Girl,
give you
the
a
people know.
description?
Let them know. They're gonna know
Okay.
anyway. Actually, we're gonna put in a title, so they're gonna if they're on YouTube, they're gonna know. But for the audio people,
Archive 81. Yeah, just came
Archives 81.
Archive. I said archive. Wow. I need to get that right. Archive 81, y'all.
Yes.
So, brief description: the show is loosely based on a popular podcast and weaves together two storylines. In 1994, a documentarian named Melody, played by Dina Shahabi, is working on a film about her bizarre and possibly cut-filled apartment building. It's working on a film, and 25 years later, archivist Dan, played by Mahmoudou Atai, I hope I am saying that right. Sorry if I'm not. Reconstructs Melody's story by restoring her scorched videotapes.
Yes. And this show is 8 episodes long. Tanika, what are you gonna rate this show?
Girl, I give this show a 10.
Yes, I give this show a 10 too. Like the cast was good, the storyline was bizarre. The problem, the plot, the solution, the length of the episodes were like perfect.
And it has me wanting more.
Listen, we want an episode. We want a season 2. I want a season 2. I know y'all probably think these girls always giving these shows and movies a 10, but like honestly, this show, I've never seen nothing like it before. It really deserves a 10.
You just gotta watch to know what we're talking about.
Please watch it and then like come back in the comments or find us on whatever social media or YouTube, whatever, and let us know your thoughts, because we know our thoughts, but what are yours? So, comment, let us know what it is, what's up, and yeah. But before we get started to discuss more of a show, what's the popcorn of the day?
Popcorn of the day.
Popcorn of the day. Popcorn of the day.
Cocoa Puffs popcorn with cocoa glaze.
My girl got Cocoa Puff popcorn, and I have Cinnamon Toast Crunch popcorn with cinnamon glaze.
Cinnamon crunch. I actually love cinnamon.
You do? I love Cocoa Puffs. Like,
bro.
Yes, I love.
Why do you always get the ones that I want?
Let's switch.
Here.
All right.
I hope it's good this time.
I ain't gonna lie. I hope this is good. I'm scared. You go first. You go first.
You got me excited. Okay.
I just know it's gonna taste good. Look how she bit into it. What?
It tastes good.
It tastes good.
It tastes good.
I know this gonna taste.
How does it taste?
It
must be good. It must be good.
Listen, cinnamon toast crunch popcorn. It tastes just like cinnamon toast crunch. You can taste the cinnamon.
I never tried cocoa. Oh no, yes I have actually. I tried it once. It doesn't have like that deep chocolatey taste like when you eat Cocoa Puffs. You know how like the it's more like
I like the chocolate taste
like
though.
It's like a light chocolate, but it tastes good. It tastes good.
So what are you giving it?
I give it a 4.
A 4? A 4 out of what?
A 4 out of 10.
Dang.
It's not like it's nasty, but it's like, it's not like crazy. But it's good. You know what? I give it a 5. There. I give it a 5.
Well, for me, if this wasn't popcorn, I would definitely pour this in a bowl and pour my almond milk because this is good.
Listen, what if we can? What if we can?
Try it.
Like have popcorn cereal.
We're not gonna try it on this episode, but you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. After this, let's try it. And if you guys want to know what it tastes like afterwards, just ask us. We'll tell you. I'm kind of scared. All right. Well,
I'm gonna try it.
you guys know what the popcorn of the day is, and
Cocoa Puffs and cinnamon toast. Cereal popcorn.
This is like breakfast. This is gonna be like a breakfast snack. We can use these popcorn as a breakfast snack.
Breakfast snacks for real. No,
would you do that? Would you eat this?
I would. I so would.
Mm-hmm.
Popcorn of the day is cereal popcorn.
Cereal popcorn.
It's good. You are munching on yours.
I will give this a 9.
You are munching away.
It's good. I'm hungry, so forgive me. But it's so interesting how you're saying it's good, but you gave it a 4 out of 10.
I give it a 5. It's not bad.
She didn't like it.
It's not the best.
She didn't like this popcorn.
Like it, but it's not the best. It's not the best. But I like it. It's just not. It's not all that.
Right. Cool. Well, that was good. I enjoyed it. All right. So you guys know what time it is? Tanika, do you know what time it is?
I most definitely know what time it is.
Tanika, what time is it?
It's spoiler
Spoiler alert!
alert!
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Don't act like y'all don't like spoiler alert, because we give you it every time. Are we gonna break this down from episodes? Should we break it down from episodes or like?
No, episode to episode. Yeah.
Okay, cool. This is what I gotta say. All I gotta say is from the beginning of the show, the music, the sound of the show puts you on edge. Like I don't like, you know how like scary movies and shows kind of like you just know something's gonna happen when the music, like you hear the music.
Yeah.
I'm just like holding tight to my blanket, like, oh God, I know something's gonna happen. I know something's gonna happen. Like I don't like that.
I love a good film score, like a good soundtrack. I love it.
Yeah. I like it, but I'm like on edge. Like I want to watch and see what happens, but at the same time, I don't want to.
No, it most definitely had me underneath the sheets, like, oh God, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? What's gonna pop off? Literally, this is me under my sheets, underneath my sheets.
Not the blanket next to you. Okay, I don't have one near me. But although it was a scary movie, it had more like, it was like horror, sci-fi, I said sci-fi, drama. Anything else, Danica, that you can add in?
No, you said everything. Everything.
Cool. Well, let's get into the episode 1, okay? Okay.
So the first thing that I noticed, was after Dan had picked up some tapes from his friend, he goes to his house and and then he gets like a letter from someone with a tape to fix it up, and he looks at
his boss, right? Then like his boss.
What was the person's name?
It was a lady to ask him to fix this tape, to revise it.
Yeah, to revive it. And so he looks at it. And he notices something, I guess something, after the second time watching it, that something was off. But what caught my attention is when he realized the dog that he saw in the video
looked familiar.
Looked like the dog on his family's photo. So I'm like, okay, there must be some type of connection there because of this dog. Yeah, so that's the first thing that I noticed.
And then I love the it was like, I love the flashbacks that it had. And then after watching that first video, and he returns it, and then like the most randomest thing happened. The man wants him to work for him. Like he's like, I'll give you 100,000.
100K.
Listen, somebody tell you that, I'm gonna give you 100K to work for me. What you doing? Are you
I'm on the
working for them?
job. I'm on the job.
And then not only
Get
that,
to revive some videotapes. Come on.
that's some easy work to him. That's easy work to him. He been doing it, you
Right.
know, it's nothing new.
Right.
But then the man made it seem like he knew nothing about this man. This man knew so much about Dan, talking about the
Talking
background
about
check.
his family, the
Right.
fire. I'm like, hold on a minute.
It was like, it's on the background check. Like,
and then it's his reaction when he said that. It's his reaction when he says that his family burned in the fire and everything. And he's like, how would you know that? Like, how do you know?
because it's not, it's nowhere. I think he was saying like, it's not like that information
nowhere
is
to be found.
somewhere. Yeah. And then, so Dan takes the job. And what's his name? Davenport, the boss, Davenport, that was owning the company of LMG. LMG, did I say that correctly? LMG?
Yeah, LMG.
He brings them to his workplace. His workplace is this house that's in the middle of nowhere. Like, so there's so many things that,
nothing but trees.
Yeah, just trees. And there's so many things that like just kind of sets you off. Like, first of all, how do you know so much about me? Why is the workplace so far? It's literally
in the middle of nowhere.
Nothing but trees, and it has no signal. No signal.
No Wi-Fi.
That's something you're gonna question already. Like what type of work is this? You know? All he is revising tapes, recording tapes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was starting to second guess, like, what did I just sign up for? Why this man got me in the middle of nowhere just to revive some tapes?
It's just really bizarre. And then like, what else? So then it plays the flashbacks basically of things that, you know, the character Melody, who was the filmmaker recording, she had to, Danica, you wanna?
Okay, are we on the second episode? Or are we still on the first episode?
We're still on the first episode. So pretty much the filmmaker. Oh, okay, go ahead.
So pretty much this filmmaker was working on a project for her school. For her school. And I guess she wanted to do a documentary on this apartment called, what was the apartment called? The Visor Apartment.
It was Besser. I don't know. No, look at us.
I noticed that they all pronounced it differently though.
Visor, Visor.
One said Visor, one said Visor. I think it's Visor Apartments. That's what the apartment's called, Visor Apartments.
I'm just gonna call the building.
Or the building. And
this building was very creepy and very strange people living in there. Strange.
And so at first she couldn't get anybody to record for her documentary until she met this girl, Jessica. And Jessica seemed cool at first. She seemed really cool at first.
Mm-hmm. Until she started to Melody started asking her questions and she became tense. She got real tense. And let me go a little back before she met Jess. She slept in that building. The guy told her, you can do whatever you want. Do not go on the 6th floor. Like, freak, don't go on the 6th floor. That's something you want to question. Like, why do you not want me to go on the 6th floor? What's on the 6th floor? He like, don't worry about it. I said what I said. Don't go on the 6th floor. That's not what he said. This is me wording it my way, by the way. And yeah, the heater. So she slept there and she woke up to this strange noise. Mind you, as we're telling this story, this is her, what she dealt with. And
her perspective.
Her perspective of her experience living in that strange building. And Dan, he doesn't see everything, but it kind of gives us a flashback of her perspective and his perspective. Her experience and his perspective of watching those recordings, because she's documenting everything while living there. The heater started making this noise.
That was creepy. That was a creepy part. I was like, wait a minute, is this when it's about to happen? Is this when things about to pop off right here? The humming noise coming from the vent. I'm like, what is going on? What's in the vent?
That was so strange.
Towards the vent for me.
It was. She's trying to figure out like what the hell is going on. Like, what is this? Why is that happening?
Right.
But back to the little girl when she was interviewing the little girl. First of all, Melody is so brave because she was knocking on people's doors, like trying to get interviews. That is so brave. For one, you already know that this building is strange. Mm-hmm. So you're being brave already, but to knock on people's door and want to be interviewed, some people were so rude. But then she sees little old Jess.
Mm-hmm. And Jessica, and Jessica, she was really sweet. She was really sweet at first. She was the one that, out of everybody, she was the most what's it called? Approachable. She greeted her when no one else didn't. Right. So I thought that was cool. I'm like, okay, so now she has a friend. She has a friend now in this apartment, this weird place that, she was kind of drawn to find her mother. Oh, did I spoil something or no?
Well, it's spoiler alert. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We didn't get to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so Jess asked her. So Jess had asked Melody, like, she believed that there's another world, like, and she asked her, like, do you think I'm strong enough to hold this new world inside of me? And it's just like, Melody is like thinking, like,
what does she mean by that?
Like, what is she talking about? And us not realizing that Melody went through the same thing that she was going through, wondering when she was a little girl, wondering, like, if there's another world. But then as the first episode begins to, unfold, towards the ending, we see what happens at the ending of her experience living in that building. And Dan notices something that is bizarre. So just a FYI.
Like before that, like, yeah, like the first episode basically where she's meeting the people, like the first few episodes, she's meeting the people. We're getting to know the people in the apartment and like who they are and like what they do. And we notice something strange, like with each and every one of them.
Right. So then towards the ending of the first episode, Dan is looking, right? He's looking at the tape, trying to observe everything. He revised it, so he's going to look, of course. Yeah. And he sees, doom, 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 doom. His dad was in the building.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that bizarre? Like, first of all, his family had, they all died in the fire also. So there was a fire.
19 years old when it happened.
He was young. He was how old?
He was like 9-10 years old when it happened.
Like somewhere around that age.
Yeah.
And he watched the fire happen. Mind you, they say that the Visor building, it caught on fire too. So it's just like, there's so many, like, there's constant flashbacks of what happened.
Yeah, like what is the connection between like the Visor apartment fire and his family's fire? Like,
and why is Dan dad there? Like, it just wasn't that once we see
it wasn't making sense.
Like, it just was like, whoa, Dan just was like, hold the hell up.
And he hasn't seen his dad too since 9-10 years old. Like,
so it just makes you question what was Davenport, the owner, the boss man, intentions there. Like, why would he want to fix this? He was going to watch the tapes. So what's up with that? The first episode started off the show in such a good way, like,
yeah.
And also then, like, as after the episode ends, like, there were like as advertisements, and at first I'm thinking like, Netflix started doing advertisements since when? But it was actually a show.
Girl, I thought that was.
I was like, since when?
Netflix. Thinking that. Literally.
And what was up with that? I'm like, advertisement. Like, let's just get to the next episode. Right. Am I on Hulu? We out here paying for advertisements, but not realizing that was literally a part of the show. I don't know I'll dig deep into that as we go further
The
along.
commercial basically was like a sign or an explanation of something that happened later on in the episode.
I don't know. I kind of
Like
disagree. I feel like it was just I'm gonna dig deep more, but I kind of disagree because it didn't give you a hint of what was happening afterwards. It kind of like it was like a lot of propaganda happening. But
because there's this one episode where before they go into the show, it's a newscast, right? It's a news anchor talking about an accident that happened, a man getting hit by a train.
right, but that was the only time that they talked about what happened
But there was
related to
another one.
the show. But I'm talking about the beginning. Because we questioned, remember, you even questioned it, like, why are they doing advertisement? It was kind of weird. I feel like, of course, there's a message that they're trying to cross, but I was not catching the message. I couldn't get it.
I couldn't catch on because I'm thinking, why is there like an ad? I didn't know Netflix was doing ads. So I wasn't thinking about, what was going on. I'm like, well, sis, when? I'm not watching Hulu. Meanwhile, it's a part of the show.
Ciao. So then episode 2 unfolds or whatever. And his dad, who was a professor, he at this point, Dan's like, yeah, I'm being set up. You brought me here. I'm revising.
Yep.
My dad is in these tapes. Like, it's a setup. And
how do you not know?
I just want to say, honestly, like, I think it's cool that Dan knows how to revise those tapes. Like, in my head, I'm like, dang, he picked the right person to do that. Like, and then not only that, as the priest, I feel like he picked the right person to be a priest in that show. Was he a priest? Yeah, Father, what's his name?
Yeah, like a Father Russo.
Father Russo. That he picked the right person to play that. They picked the right person. They cast the right person for that, which is pretty cool. And also I like that they had the different type of tape recordings that were for that era. Like, I love to see that. I haven't seen some of those tape recordings. So just to see those different types that they had were pretty cool. Yeah. Those people in the building were very weird. They were very weird, especially the lady that smelled Melody. She was like what?
That was weird. That was very weird. I'm like, okay, what's going on with her?
Right.
All of them are just strange, girl.
Everyone in that building.
Everybody
Everyone in that building was strange.
But there was one lady that she came across.
Was it Beatrice?
Yes, Beatrice Reyes.
Listen, she was making it clear. She said, the residents here are very strange. She said, she called it a sex club. She was like, some sort of sex club, and she likes to, I don't know what kind of cars were those, but she like
what I just caught on to just now? I just caught on to something just now.
What? She
wasn't a part of the whole cult thing that they had going on.
How would we know? How do we know that?
Because she said, okay, she made it seem as if, just like how you explained how she was saying, everybody in this apartment is weird. They have something going on in the conference room. It's a sex club or something like that. That tells me, okay, so she doesn't know what's going on. She's not with them when they're doing all that weird stuff. She's in her own lane. She does she has her own. Because she reads, like, what was she? Like, was those tarot cards? Like, she was like. Yeah, she was reads telling people their past, present, and future.
Yeah, and Melody, her last card was death. She had got the death card, so it was just like.
It's like, what does that mean? Who died?
Guy, Beatrice tells her about this lady who just has a lot of mail or whatever. Melody goes down to figure it out. Like, she sees the mail stacked up. She's gonna try to take it. She gets caught by a guy, Samuel. This guy, Samuel, comes off as a nice regular. He doesn't seem weird at all compared to those that live there. He was watching her. He seemed like he was up to par. I don't know, Danica, what do you think, Samuel?
I don't know. I was kind of iffy about Samuel at first. He seemed normal, but I felt like no, there's something going on with this guy. He's friendly at first, but there must be something going on with him. I'm just gonna wait to find out what's going on.
I kind of gave him a chance. When I was watching it, I was like, finally, someone normal that she comes across, you know, because like I was pretty tense. It was too much happening in that building.
Because Jessica started having her moments.
Yeah, and she had her seizures, and like it was like something was in her. I'm just like,
girl was getting possessed by something. Something took over her body
because she was talking too much. She was talking too much. So they was like, hold on, you're not about to tell them what's going on in this building just yet. But yeah, and then
this is also the episode where she finally reveals that she's really there to look for her mother named Julia Bennett.
Right.
So now she's in search for Julia Bennett.
Right. And then she gets this phone call. Ciao. Someone leaves her a message and she deletes it or whatever. And then I'm trying to figure out, like, in my head, I was like, who is that left her that message? Like, who is that? Is that her counselor? Is that someone she does research with? Is that her therapist? And then boom, that's when we find out it's Dan's dad.
Yeah.
That Dan's dad was her therapist.
So we're starting to get a few things together. Okay, so they do know each other some way, somehow. He checks in on her, so he must be something for her, but not in like an intimate way. It has to be something.
Yeah, at first it seemed as if, because I think her best friend, like, they were making comments, but what I liked the most is every ending of the episode, it gave you something to want more. So how the first episode ended with us seeing Dan's dad, and then we figure out who Dan's father was to Melody. So it was just like, oh, okay. But I love how each episode, the way it ended, it just make you want more. Like something shocking, crazy happens. And it's just like, what the fuck? Now I gotta watch this episode. I thought I was going to bed, but I'm not. Dum. Next episode. Episode, me. One thing I did not like is I didn't like how they was playing with my boy. Oh, excuse me, I'm stuttering. My boy, my boy Dan's mental. They was playing with his mental, kept talking about, oh, are you in mental distress? That's one thing I really disliked the most. Like he had a mental breakdown, I guess a mental breakdown history that they had mentioned. But ever since then, they just would play with my boy mental. Like he was tripping, like he wasn't seeing what he was seeing, he wasn't hearing what he was hearing. And he was pretty calm, you know? I mean, I get they were concerned, but I really hated that. Like, are you in mental distress? Are you having
But it's the fact that the guy, Virgil, that's his name, Virgil Davenport, like the boss of LMG, he knows what's going on. He knows what's going on, and he keeps stressing him about mental distress.
Right. He has cameras. He has multiple cameras around the house watching this man.
Yeah, there's some supernatural crazy mess going on, and
maybe he was trying to cover his tracks. I mean, this was recorded. He was a big man, so maybe he was trying to cover his tracks for maybe what might happen later on in the episode. What was so funny was Dan found a pet. He found a rat that he considered a pet, and he named the rat Ratty. He was like, I think something you like Ratty. I found something you like Ratty or something like that. I'm just like, damn, this man's so alone that he got this rat as a pet and he don't name it Ratty. Ain't that something?
I was actually gonna bring that up too, because in one of the tapes that he watched, she's in the store with Jessica and she pulls out this old tape called, what was the name of this movie? I have wrote it here somewhere, but it's this tape called it's called something, but it has something to do with rats. And then there's
this Ratatouille?
No, it's not Ratatouille.
I can't remember myself, but I know it was like an old throwback.
Yeah, it was an old tape. It's gonna come up. I have wrote it down somewhere. I'm gonna look, but it has something to do with rats. And I thought, okay, so is there like a link between this favorite movie that she has, and this rat that he all of a sudden found, and then later on finds that same tape,
That's a good
that same tape.
perspective.
And he finds this same tape later on. And I'm like, okay, is there like a link between that? Cause like, listen, with this show, you have to like really pay attention to detail. You got to pay attention to everything because you never know. There might be a link or connection between one event or another, or so I was paying attention to every little detail because I thought, okay, it might be linked to something or to someone, some way or somehow. So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yes, I agree with everything you said. There was always a connection. Dan and Melody had a real connection. And who would have thought that would have been like, I like that a part of the storyline, how there was a connection. I really like that part. I'll say that for the most part. But you know what? I was really like more so, I was like, I don't know, maybe I was confusing myself, but there were parts where like I was asking myself while watching Dan, like, is this part real? Like, is this something that he's seeing? Then I'm like, he'll wake up like, oh, it was a dream. But those dreams were so vivid that like,
it was very much.
Was he actually experiencing these things,
You never know. And then there was another part, right? So Ratty makes a whole mess.
Ratty.
Yeah. And so he goes into the pantry to get like a broom or something to clean it up. And he realizes he just had a feeling to, check the walls, only to find out that the pantry leads to a whole nother section of the building. And so he goes down there and he's looking around, and I'm getting creeped out. I'm like, oh God, get out, Dan, you don't know what's down here, get the hell out, Dan. And I'm freaking out. And then boom, you see freaking Virgil Davenport out of nowhere in this hiding place or hidden part of the building in the pantry. So I'm like, what in the world? Okay, so what's about to reveal right here in this moment? What's about to reveal? What's going on? What kind of BS?
There was always a moment. It was such a weird moment when Melody, she had told the girl, like the neighbor that were in the building, how Samuel invited her to go to the opera performance, and how she reacted. I knew there was something weird that was going to happen because how she reacted. She was just like so unimpressed. Like, why would he invite her? Like,
yeah, she laughed.
Then we did go to the opera performance. Oh my! It wasn't even opera. It wasn't at all.
It was more like
ballet. Girl, they have a mask on. It was given, gotta get the F out of here. That's what it was given. And the music, it seemed like the music was controlling her. It seemed like she really like breathe. It was very strange.
It made her feel awful. She didn't like it. It was something weird about that because every time she heard it, she felt very weak.
Unease.
Yeah.
It was really like everything was just so questionable.
Giving very much demonic.
Very much demonic. And then not only that, then Melody, she does go to bed or whatever. And mind you guys, she's recording the whole time. Like while she's going through this stuff, she has her recording. Tanika's smiling at me, so I'm like, what is
no? Because it's when you say she falls asleep. I'm like, I hate it when they fall asleep.
Yeah, because it makes you like, no, it's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
Like, dang.
I feel like something is gonna happen.
She goes to sleep. The noise from the heater comes again. She's trying to figure out like where it's coming from. So now she starts to follow it. She got her little tape recording. She's still recording. And like the sex club that Beatrice was talking about, she finds it.
Oh God. Oh God.
In that moment, that scene, it was giving cult vibes off a rip. Like, I'm like, oh girl, you need to go.
Very satanic ritual.
Get out of here ASAP. Because if you don't, who knows what's gonna happen. but she was watching it and like, you guys have to
Recording.
like
Mhm.
look at this part. Like it was just very like, no, ma'am. There was some part like after watching the show, I ain't gonna lie, I would probably have to listen to some gospel music or watch something joyful because I was not about to go to bed on that note like that. I'm not really into scary movies because like I don't know, I'm just a scary cat.
I get
But
nightmares.
this
I
show,
get
like
nightmares.
watching the show, I would have to watch something after or listen to something afterwards. But yeah, she goes back down to see if the male is still there, and then the mail is gone. The mail is gone. All that mail that was stacked up in the thing is gone.
Yeah.
Who took all of the mail out of there? Danica, who do you think?
I think it was Samuel.
I think so too.
I thought Samuel.
I
He
think
just
so
so
too.
happened to come in at those moments when she's trying to find something. Just when she's trying to figure something out, he pops out of nowhere. And I'm like, okay, what he got going on? He must be onto her for something. So we gotta be onto him.
Okay. Because it was like his character was too good to be true off rip. It's like, hold up.
Yep.
You seem up to par, you seem normal, but you're sneaky. You're a sneaky little thing. That's what you are.
There's something going on and I don't trust you. I didn't trust him from the beginning. I didn't trust him.
Yeah, and then Dan is seeing all this that's happening. So like at this point, I was questioning the guy that set him up to be here, Davenport. Like Davenport tried to make it seem like he did not know much, but this man was lying. He knew exactly what was on those tapes. I feel like and if he didn't, cool, but he knew enough. He knew enough, is what I will say.
And I also started to realize that Dan is in the actual apartment. The house is not just a regular house. He's in the actual apartment. And certain things are like hidden off, like the whole pantry. And he found out there's a whole...
Well, that was a whole entire house. That was a big house, not an apartment.
A big house.
That was...
A big house that was... They hid everything so well. It seemed like that house, but I started to realize, no, that's the apartment. He's in that apartment.
Oh, when he was dreaming with her.
Really? Like in real life, he's in the apartment. It seems like a house, but he's in the actual apartment.
Oh, I know. No, that wasn't the actual apartment. That guy had redid that. I feel like, well, we'll get there. We didn't get to that part yet. We still on episode 2. We gonna talk about that. They like, what apartment? What is she talking to, Nico? What are you talking about? You guys just stay a little tuned in about it. But overall, that building was giving cult vibes. They all were brave and very weird. Like it was. Ugh, I just can't. Like I was trying to figure out what were they worshiping, and what was that thing? Like why are they breathing? And then like when they stopped, they all stopped at the same time when they were breathing.
Yeah, that was weird. I'm like, why? Like, what is it? Are they giving up their soul, like their life? Are they allowing like this evil spirit to come inside them? Like, it was just very, very, I can't believe I watched episode after episode, because literally right after I had to play some gospel, I had to watch Amazing World of Gumball, watch some Cartoon Network.
Something's joyful, And then after that, all that cult vibes, we see why that girl was being funny to Melody when she told her that Samuel was bringing her to the performance. They were fucking. Boom. That's what it was.
What? She has the camera on deck every single time.
Listen, my girl, this is a documentary. She's here for a reason. She's
here for everything.
That's what you gotta do, man. That entire experience was bizarre, though.
That man is no good.
Boom. The episode ends with us finding out that Melody is still alive. Like, what? We found out that she's still alive. I just like, once again, I love how the ending of each episode, you find out something new that keeps you on your feet.
Yeah. And another thing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and another thing too, his friend is also a part of the journey with him too. He's just not in the house with him, but
Oh
he
yeah,
finds out more information for
he's
him. Like,
helping him on the sign line because ain't no signal. So
right,
his
he
friend is
finds his
helping
dad's his
his friend.
dad's his dad's therapy session with Melodies. So he also had like tapes as well, but tapes of his therapy sessions with Melody, and so he's listening to those as well in the on the second episode. So that unfolds a whole lot about what's going on with his dad and
Hmm.
why he's mixed up in this mess. Whole time
Yeah.
Ben's dad is Melody's therapist. So we find that out on the second episode.
It was very crazy. Um, yeah. We've talking about episode 2 for too long. Episode 3,
Yeah,
you
because
find
it's so much in each and
yes,
every
and it's so
one.
good. It's so good. Episode 3, you find out more about Melody's mother and what happened in her life and why she what she went through and why she went through those things. And that's why I like how Melody and Jess relate so much because when Melody was little, she went through those same things that Jess was going through, you know?
Yeah, she just felt there was an attachment there because she connected with Jessica. I guess when she saw Jessica, she saw herself a little bit. And
Right,
so
because she went through the same things when she was little about how putting the religion on her and all of those things.
yeah, she grew an admirement, I guess, for her. Is that even a word, admirement? She admired she cared for the girl a lot.
She did because she went through those exact same things. But then I think episode 3 is when Dan finds out that there are cameras in the house. And he's so smart how he gets away. He finds ways to not let them see him on camera. So he turns the shower on and he's doing, more research in the bathroom, but in a way where the camera cannot see him. To the point, the person in a red jacket, we didn't talk about the person in the red jacket when he first seen them. There was someone in the red jacket disappeared.
She came on the second episode or third episode? No, the second.
I want to say on the first episode, he chased. She appears behind a tree, then she hides. Well, I shouldn't say she, but it was she.
It was very faint. She didn't appear a lot more till the third episode.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there was a red on the first episode when he needed signal. There was a red. She was behind a tree. He didn't see her yet.
Oh yeah.
But she was behind a tree. There was someone in the community.
Yeah. There was somebody.
So it was just like, someone.
We don't know what's going on with that, but
like, who is that? Right, and you find out later on, like who she was and why she was there. But then, so this man's so smart. He took so long doing research. I feel like every time he fell asleep, he had a dream. And he was living that moment with Melody. And as he did that, as he's going through these things, there's a knock at the door. He's looking at the cameras through his laptop, like, who's that? Who is this? This is the person that's been watching me. We finally see who this person is, this lady. And
I thought it was Melody at first. I'm like, what if that's Melody the whole time? What if that's her? I thought it was Melody.
Girl, I didn't know. I'm like, why is this man got this boss? This boss got this lady watching over him. Like, he's here to do a job. Why does he need someone to watch over him? Like, right. What is this? It's more to it. But we don't know that yet. We don't know what's happening. And then, his dreams with her, meeting her, were very interesting. Do you think, so wait, did his friend really meet her or was she? I was questioning if the friend really met, like, did he really meet her? Because Mark lied. He was like, I didn't find someone. And then he said that the person that he found was fake. Like they had changed names or something like that. Like she was fake.
Yeah.
I was questioning that. Did he really, like, but when I was questioning that later on, I got my answer. Moving forward, we're going to move forward because I feel like we're going in circles now. So then boom, episode 4. she confirms that it's a cult. A cult is confirmed. There is a cult in the community room. And Dan and Melody, like they find this dimension where they meet each other. And it's just such an interesting thing for me. Like, I don't know. It was just literally, they were like meeting each other halfway in this world. And I'm like,
Yeah.
girl, how did he have the like, how was he able to do that? Like, how was he, like, him out of all people able to have that connection with her, you know?
Yeah, I actually realized that in the third episode, how I realized that okay, these dreams aren't regular dreams. They're actually meeting. This is actually happening because there was this one moment where he knocked on the door. I think it was 20C. I forget the number of the door, but he knocked on that door. And
Mhm.
then there came a time, it's in her time, there was someone knocking on her door and she opened it and it was no one there. And I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
they
like
must
that's such
be
a big connection. That's such a big
same
connection.
time, same time, but different times.
And
That
that's when
makes
he
sense.
realized that the conversations that he were having with her were real. And like they were channeling into this wave. And I'm like, how is he able to do that? I was really questioning
Yeah.
that. And then once again, the advertisements, I did not understand the advertisements before the show started. And I was literally wondering like if there was a message in these advertisements. Like it was just very questionable to me. And I was not sure like what was the reason before the episode. I didn't really like that. But maybe if I go back and rewatch it, I'll probably find some clues. Because you know, when you watch something for the first time, then you watch it again, and you're
Yeah.
like, how did I not catch that? You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
that was that.
There was this one, like, there's a whole notebook situation, right? I noticed he looked through in the first episode when he first comes to the house, he pulls a notebook, a composition notebook,
Didn't
and he
pay
looks
no mind.
no mind at all. But on the fourth episode, right, Melody, she's reading the notebook, and he's like, "Where did you find the notebook?" And I'm like, "Oh damn, that's that same notebook from the first episode." Oh my gosh, there's meaning to it. There's meaning behind this notebook, and he finds out this name, T. Bellows. So who's this person? This person, there was so. Is this someone else that was here before him, like doing the same
Right.
job as him? So now he's trying to figure out who this person is. Why were they
Right.
here? What's really going on? Like what he's
Right.
like,
That was an I think that was, I can't remember.
episode 4. T. Bellas.
Oh yeah, you're right. My bad. But then episode 5 was when now at this point Melody starts to reveal that she like the dreams that she's having, she can see him on the other side too. And oh my God, when Beatrice was saying, "Don't let it out," when they had that dinner, and she was I don't know what that thing is
That
called.
was so weird.
She was like channeling into like the spirits.
The spirits and
God, it was freaking me out. It was freaking me out.
oh my God. When the lady went to
Them spirits, man, it was crazy. But I was like, why? Like, why don't let it out? But maybe that was, we're gonna find out later on. It's us.
yeah.
We throwing so much spoilers, but like there's so much that happens in this show. It's just like
Yeah.
everything
It's
is
just a whole lot to talk about.
it is.
It's a
It really
whole
is.
lot in every episode. We can go on for days because there's just so much, and still more that we're still trying to unravel.
Right. It's like we literally watched this. We binge watched this show yesterday, and now we're talking about it today. You guys probably won't see this until Sunday or who knows. But yeah,
like what you mentioned, you said Beatrice was like, "Don't let it out." I'm still questioning that. I'm like, who? Don't let who out? Don't let Melody out? Like, don't let who out? I'm still questioning.
Right.
That.
Like why is she saying that? Whoever this person is. But then it starts to make sense. It was like the same words that Beatrice was saying, Dan was saying. Oh, it's just so crazy. Like the connection, like once again, the connection that Dan and Melly has is just like
unreal.
show. It's just like, yo, what's really going on? Like, is this a scary movie or is this a scary movie? I mean,
like the writer and the director, very creative.
yeah,
Very creative.
like I said, I never saw anything like this before, so it was very much different for me. Then, her friend Annabelle, is it Annabella or Annabelle?
Annabelle.
Annabelle, she goes crazy and she's like, she's doing these drawings that Millie used to draw when she was younger, these circle things. And it just, from there, everything just went left. Like, my friend,
everybody started to get messed up.
It was like the stacks were up. My friend's going crazy. What's going on? Melly goes on the 6th floor. Lord, I was scared for her. When she went on the 6th floor, I was so scared for her because I'm like, the guy said I'm on the 6th floor. What is she gonna say?
And he was very aggressive about it.
Listen, oh my God.
He was very aggressive. I'm
that
like,
guy, he was so mean.
Yeah.
So mean.
Like,
mean
like,
for.
did I tell you not to go on the 6th floor? I'm like, okay.
I was scared of him. Like, I was even scared of him. She goes up there, she sees all that breathing stuff happening. Then the crazy guy, asks her about Father Russo. And like, I think he was like, did Father Russo send you here? Like, this man Samuel had all these people there. Like, that was crazy. Feeding them this
mold. It's like, who's really the bad guy here? Like, really, is Father Russo or him? Like, who's in what? Who? Like, it's like, what's what? Who's who?
Everyone is trying to help out for a good cause, but it's like, what is the good cause here? What exactly?
Right.
Because everyone has their own perspective of what that looks like,
Right.
Their own end goal. And like,
poor Father Russo. He dead and gone.
My man, yeah,
Father
was no longer with us. And I think after that happened, she kind of like she packs her things up and is about to leave because she had enough at this point. She's seen enough, heard enough, went through enough. She started packing her things up like, I'm about to get the hell out of here. I don't blame her.
She should have been left. I'm like, yes.
I was like, okay. Out. But then she realized she wasn't going to get what she wanted. Then that crazy guy came down. I'm just like, fuck. She was just about to leave. When she let the guy in, I was so mad at her. I was so mad.
I was pissed too. I'm like, she ain't never gonna leave. She's sitting right there in that apartment.
Why would you let the guy leave? Why?
He's sitting right there.
And then he says, like, he needs us to open the door. Like, what door? Like, what door? Samuel had brainwashed these people. But I'm guessing when he was saying open the door, he was referring to the dimension that this cult that they have. And then he brings up the mold. And then that's when, like, more things start to unfold. Like, he let her know something.
The mold, for those of you who don't know, is actually like the demons, like, well, what the lady said later on in the episode is the demons like blood and all of that, and it's growing as mold in their dimension. And the lady, I forget the lady's name, this old lady feeds it to the people, and once they get a taste of this mold, they automatically like become like possessed by the they're not themselves anymore. Like her best friend Annabelle.
Them people was out of their mind. Listen, Danica, overall, this situation, what have you been in this situation and you wanted answers? Realistically, what would you have done? I think I would have been gone by the first day. Like, I don't think I would have lasted a day. Your girl's out of here. The people, I don't know what's going on. I know I want answers, but I'm packing my things and I'm out of this dough, okay?
Oh, there wouldn't be no episode 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Like, ain't no way. But it was really good. My boy Dan, he was revising them tapes. I need to know what happens next. Boop.
Because his dad is involved, so now he wants answers too, and he wants to figure out why he's having these realistic dreams with Melody. So he's already too deep. He's in too deep.
Listen.
He's trying to figure out what's going on.
Then shots fired. We find out Samuel is Davenport's brother. I'm like, are you serious?
Girl, when he popped up in the videotapes, and he's like, what the fuck?
And then he's like, yeah, he's really being set up. Like,
yup. I couldn't believe it when I saw him. I'm like, is that?
And yet Davenport still plays dumb, like he hasn't seen the tapes. Like, how you didn't see the tapes?
I can't stand this man.
How you didn't see the tapes, Davenport? How?
I cannot stand this man. He knows everything that's going on, and he's making this guy seem like he's crazy, like he's out of his mind, like he's losing it. And then
he was playing with my man mental, like,
yes.
Stop playing with him.
Girl,
but,
did we
go ahead.
Did we even mention the demon that he would see in the screen every time it gets like a very
no listen for themselves, because listen, baby, we're not gonna spoil everything. Y'all guys see this for yourself. But Lord, this was a very good show. I'll say that for sure.
Yeah.
Listen.
Should we jump to the last episode? Listen, it's too much. No, we'll go on for like
off the most was episode 6, when Melanie wakes up. She don't know who house she in. She don't know why she's doing it, what she's doing there. And then like the police start questioning her about the situation that happened before that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, girl, everything that was in her purse, gone. All the evidence, gone. And then goes down to Samuel. I'm like, Samuel took all that shit, girl. But how? And then the same thing that happened to Melanie happens to Dan. He wakes up. He knows where he's at, but he doesn't know what happened. I'm just like,
and all his stuff is
Dan and Melody are connected.
Ugh. I was mad at Melody when she woke up in a different place and all the evidence was gone. I was mad at her because I'm like, girl, how you gonna lose the evidence?
But it's like, when did she fall asleep too? Like, when did...
That's the thing, yeah.
I'll say the only thing that I didn't like was like, there was no storyline for that. I guess, I mean, I think everything doesn't need a storyline. However, like, it just went from someone died, boom, next episode, she wakes up like in someone's house. What?
I think it was the stuff, the wine that she was drinking that knocked her out. I think it was that.
But either way, we don't know that. Like, they gave us something to play with. Like, they just said, listen, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. You decide what happened and how she got there.
He said that she fainted. I don't believe that.
Child, that man was lying.
Because she keeps getting knocked out. Or was it Dan that kept getting... No, they both kept getting knocked out by somebody.
And then boom, episode 6 ends with Samuel was really the one looking for Melody, and that Melody mom is not part of the vessel. I was like, unfucking believable. My girl was working hard to figure out who her mother was, working hard for this documentary, and you gonna tell her mother was never even a part of this shit? Mm-mm. My girl was over it. She was pissed.
Realistically, she was. Mother was a part of it, just not in the way that she thought she was.
It was a lot of like reverse psychology bullshit happening. Like,
yeah,
everything that was happening to Melody was happening to Dan, and they both woke up confused. I'm just like,
man, the writer, wow.
Good job, writers. You guys
good job.
Like, y'all did y'all thing for sure. And then shoot, the last episode.
Oh, did we do episode 7? Episode 7 basically it tells the background of everything that's going on. It just tells the history of it all. Mm-hmm. But episode 8, man, that's when things get really hectic.
The last episode, I want more.
Oh my God. That's when we start to understand everything, right?
Like,
we start to get the majority of the picture.
Yep. Then Jess saves Dan tapes. There were more tapes. But we're on the tapes.
That's crazy. All these tapes. All these tapes. We don't even do tapes no more, but there's tapes. Like,
I want a tape. Like,
I got me a tape. I got me a little Janet Jackson tape, Escalade.
Oh, look
That's
at
off
you.
topic,
Come on,
but
Janet Jackson. Janet
Janet
Jackson.
Jackson.
Well, anyways, episode 8. I don't want to say too much. I just want them to watch it. But for those that had already watched it, it's like, did you want that episode? I'm so mad how the episode ended. I'm just gonna leave it as that.
Really?
I am furious because we don't know. Rather, is
I
he
am
in
too.
that world? Is he in that world? Did everything that happened truly happen, or was it all a dream? Like, I'm happy that it was revealed of Melody's mother.
Yeah.
Melody got saved out of that world.
Yeah.
But somebody
Finally.
left. Oh.
Yeah. He's there. He's in there. He's in there.
He's like that happened. The way it ended was in that dimension.
I hated that.
The writer left us to decide, unless they give us a season 2. I feel like now Melody needs to save Dan. Dan worked his ass off to save her. Melody, you need to go save Dan now. If Dave is, I said Dave, Dan. If Dan is in that dimension stuck, somebody needs to go. What if Mark comes and saves him? That would be a good storyline. Mark, because
Mark. But Mark, man.
Where's Dan?
I think things are. There has to be a second season. That's all I said. There has to be a second season. The way they ended it like that, there has to be.
It was so freaking good. And then
because there just has to be.
What was so funny to me was when Mark was like, he was like, you think I'm gonna let you split my throat for your girlfriend? Then we need to have a serious discussion about our friendship. I was screaming I like the little humor that they put in there. But that was serious. Like, you don't even know this girl. Like, you know her, but you don't know her. But you're like he's like, who are you about to sacrifice? Because remember, there was a cult and they were sacrificing people to get to this dimension. It was just, oh man, the way the show ended. I just want to know, is this entire thing a dream? Did when he first passed out, did he end up like what was the end game here? Was this all a dream and they put him in a psych ward, or he saved her and now he's stuck in a dimension? He's stuck.
That's crazy. That is crazy. And then another thing, where's Samuel? Because Samuel was the one that dragged her.
But he didn't appear. Samuel? He didn't appear on the thing with her. But yes,
that's what I'm saying. That's what
There's just so many questions. And then not only that, why would he grab her and bring her back? Nothing.
Questions.
We want an episode.
Oh, maybe it's because of who she is. She's a what do they call her? A bondong. She's a witch.
True. In their time, was it actual Samuel? Because remember, when Dan went into that dimension, he was seeing his family. And then the mother said, you only got 5 minutes, because he likes to trick you to keep you in there. So it could have been the guy, the Lego guy, acting like Samuel. We don't know. We want to know. There's so many different storylines that we can come up with, but we will never know what's the actual storyline and if this happened or if it did not. Man was not sure if it was true or not.
I don't know. I think, well, I don't know. I just the question in my head is, where's Samuel? And I think the reason why he brought Melody is because maybe he's still trying to follow through with this plan with this demon. And in their time, Melody is the only Bongdong witch, right? Because they killed the other one. The brother, it's so much. I'm gonna give myself a headache.
I haven't, because it's just what is the truth? But I love how it keeps us questioning so many things, and we're trying to figure it out. Like at this point, are we private investigators?
Listen, is Dan a witch or sorcerer?
My thing, Dan, there's so many questions. We don't know.
In that time.
Have that strong connection with her. We don't know that. We don't know. We don't know how. We don't know enough. and we want to. We over here stressed out, trying to figure it all
I'm
out.
really thinking.
Comment and let us know your thoughts and what you think and what your perspective is, because we would love to hear your perspective. Okay.
Yes.
And at this point, I feel like we're still like, we're trying to play private investor. Like, we're trying to investigate the situation as if like we know. Let's all just investigate together. Let us know what you think, what y'all think above. And we just gonna wrap this baby up right here.
Right.
Thank you guys for watching this
Thank you
episode.
so
Thanks for popping in with us. This was such a crazy, bizarre show.
Listen,
And you guys probably think, no, we're crazy. They probably think like these bitches is crazy at this point. Like,
I'm still thinking.
She said, I am too. I have to watch something joyful. I don't want to keep thinking about this, but you guys, thanks for tuning in with us. Thanks for popping in with us. If you like this episode, give it a comment, like, subscribe. Support us and
show us some love.
That's it. Peace out.
Thank y'all. Deuces.